large chapter of, oh, got it. Wait a minute. It just told me we're recording. Gamma Tau at Large chapter of Sigma in pursuit of leadership excellence. So that's our topic. So what I'd like to share with you is UCLA has huge connections, and you are in a very connected, very well recognized university program. You have the association with UCLA Health, and I will just let Matt introduce himself really briefly. This is an incredible partnership that we've built with UCLA Health. Go ahead, Matt.
Good morning. My name is Matt Fleesock, and I'm the Director of Strategy for UCLA Health's Office of Community. And in that role, I oversee the community presence and community partnerships of the health system, whether that's a large nationwide institution such as the American Heart Association, to our well-known local organizations such as the Dodgers or the Lakers, where UCLA Health is the official healthcare partner, down to more grassroots organizations, one-off community health events, or other nonprofits that UCLA Health decides to partner with. I'm involved in the strategy behind all of those and opportunities that we'll discuss a bit later.
So I'm Matt's Siamese twin in this. I am the connector of dots and breaker of silos. That's my Game of Thrones name. So what I do is I connect UCLA Health opportunities with the School of Nursing with you so that you have opportunities beyond regular curriculum to participate in the community. And then Dr. Sidhu, do you have a mic there that you're able to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome. My name is Dr. Sidhu, and I teach in the APRN program. I am also a UCLA graduate. I was also trained at UCLA when I first got out of school. So it's such an honor to be on this side and welcoming you guys. And with Sigma, I play a role. I will be the faculty counselor for the next 2 years. So if you have any questions, you'll have my email contact, and my office is on the 4th floor, 492. You guys are welcome to come by, stop by, send an email if you have any questions. So, and check out the Sigma website to all the opportunities and all the resources that we do provide. I think Cheryl will talk about that because she is one of our past presidents. So thank you. I look forward to seeing you guys on campus.
So we've thrown out a couple terms, and one of them is Sigma. So what is Sigma? Sigma is the International Honor Society of Nurses. This is an academically, you're invited to join based on your academic standards. So a GPA of 3.5 and over. The mission statement of Sigma is developing nurse leaders anywhere to improve health everywhere. There are 600 plus chapters across the world. UCLA's chapter, Gamma Tau at Large, is chapter number 89. We are well recognized 45 years in. We have over 600 members, and we that are here to help you in your career, not just once you graduate, but moving forward. So I'd like to explain a little bit about how UCLA Health and the chapter at UCLA School of Nursing can partner with you in your career development. Our chapter is an at-large chapter, so even though it started at UCLA, we also partner with our CSUN colleagues, the School of Nursing, and most recently our Channel Islands colleagues. So we have 3 schools involved, and that gives us really a broad scope from Ventura all the way down to Los Angeles. Why do we promote Sigma? Sigma is an honor society. So this isn't fraternity, sorority type stuff. This is academically related, moving research forward. There's grant money available. There's professional networking available, career counseling, all kinds of things. And I know you're just starting, but begin with the end in mind and start to build those relationships. And those relationships can begin with the bottom 2 bullets. One of them is the mentorship opportunity locally and globally. And I know some of you are coming in with the idea that you want to be nurses abroad and you want to impact communities that your family members come from. Awesome. This is a great connection to help you get there. We also have community service opportunities. Community service is one of the key values of UCLA. It's a key value of UCLA Health and the School of Nursing. And Matt and his team provide us the opportunity to get out in the community. So I'm going to explain a little bit more about that and what you'll see from us as you move forward in your education. So it's a ways down the road, but you will be invited if you have a GPA over 3.5 and a history of academic integrity. And so basically in your final quarter of coursework, you're going to hear from us. And historically, no one heard of us before until you got that email and you're like, I am so busy trying to graduate and write my exams that like, I'll let it go. But we're working with the dean and closely integrating moving forward so that you will see things on your on the websites, and you'll see things coming out from Aaron, the director of publicity for the school, what you can do. The key thing that people think about when they see Sigma is those purple cords in the picture and or the banner. It just shows that you graduated with academic excellence. And for those folks who hire, they know that you came from a program that was associated with Sigma, which is, there's only 700 universities in the world that are associated, and that you met the academic rigorous criteria. And at UCLA, you will definitely be doing that. What happens between now and when you get that letter, the opportunity letter to join? Well, you're going to receive invitations probably if you're in the bachelor's program, third and fourth quarter. That's when you do your public health type rotations, and you'll have enough acumen behind you to speak to the community in a way that is not so formatted and scripted as you're going to see in a hospital. So you have the ability to network with colleagues, interdisciplinary colleagues, because our events have dentistry, vision, nursing, physician groups, dermatology. So you'll be able to network with those groups, in addition to the American Heart Association folks and several other groups, including mental health and just the public, the offerings in the areas that we serve. So below are some pictures of some of our events. One of the first one is a setup picture, and there's Matt and Dr. Sidhu. And over with COVID, we still did it. We wore our masks, and we were promoting health in underserved communities. Our events tend to be primarily between April and October. And I'll give you more information about what happened in 2023. We had an extraordinarily successful year. This program has been in development for 5 years. I've been participating since year one, and it is a great opportunity for students, especially those who are of different nationalities, to give us input on, are we serving our community well with the educational offerings we're given? Our cultural competence has gone up exponentially. Our processes have improved, and that's because of the students, not because of us telling people how to do things. In a nutshell, what we've done is we've provided blood pressure and blood glucose screening at every event, nutrition and lifestyle education at every event. And we also piloted hemoglobin screening, point of care hemoglobin screening at one event this year. The opportunity to expand screenings to include pulmonary function tests. I know these are all new, probably new words for everybody, but these are just some key indicators where we can get a gauge on how people's health is in the community, and then help get them to the right resources or give them some education on nutritional lifestyle education. So here's some pictures from last year. We find that the Meccan students who have joined us, continue to join, and we built solid relationships. But I'd like to tell you a story or two. One of them was our first event after COVID, and we were down in Long Beach-ish area. Matt's saying, yes, I've got it right. And it was interesting because that whole community, every single one wanted their blood pressures done. Like they all lined up like it was required, and it wasn't required. And this one lady thanked us afterwards, an African-American lady. And just to, you can see in the pictures, we make sure that our students are matching the population we're serving at those events. And the languages that they speak there, we're matching that as well. We're being as culturally competent as possible. This African-American lady came up to me and said, thank you so much. My 6-year-old is petrified to go to the doctor, and the nurses were so welcoming and brought him in. He had his blood sugar done too. And she goes, I think I'll be able to get him to go see a doctor now. Thank you so much. So that impact is huge. A child is now no longer threatened by healthcare in an area where there's some mistrust of the healthcare system. And so that was brilliant. I thought that was awesome. We also had a young boy come up wanting his blood sugar done. And we're like, he doesn't have any history, but we take all comers and we educate. And he goes, I just want to understand what my grandma goes through every day when she pokes her finger. And we're like, oh, geez, like, okay, well, that's awesome. And then his teenage brothers came and said, and we did some education. They go, oh, we understand why it's so important for grandma to poke her finger. We'll make sure that she's doing it. That has a huge impact and saves people from the disease management that you're going to be spending a lot of time learning moving forward. So in the 10 events that we supported last year, we had 30,000 people come through. Of those 30,000 people, we educated more than 200 on nutrition, 2,000 on nutritional and lifestyle education, and we provided more than 1,000 blood pressure and blood glucose screenings. I don't have the data on the hemoglobin. It was a much smaller event because it was just a test. But we are impacting the communities. We're able to talk about nursing as a career to people who don't think it's within their scope or within their range. You know, if you're down in South Central, they don't think nursing's an option for them. But when they see people that look like them and speak like them, then it's an opportunity to talk about nursing as a career. So it is just like, I get so fulfilled by those events, and they're coming soon to you. So you're, well, in about 2 years, if you're in the bachelor's program. I would like to give you some contact information. Dr. Sidhu also introduced herself already, but these slides will go out. I've sent them to Juan. Sorry, Juan, I sent them late. We also have a social media presence with the Honor Society. So if you want to check us out and just see what we're doing, you're welcome to do that. And then if you want to take a look at Sigma, just the chapter, the organization itself, and see what they offer. After you graduate, they provide a huge amount of NCLEX support, networking. You can send your poster and presentation there and present abroad. I give you an example of Dr. Anna Dermentian, who's a recent PhD graduate from UCLA. She started early as a nurse leader. She joined the chapter, worked her way up through the chapter, has presented over 100 poster presentations over the last 8 years. She has given multiple podium presentations around the world, including Dubai, Scotland, and many other areas, including local. And now she's the treasurer-elect for Sigma International. So this is an opportunity to expand your career, but also networking with those people that are really moving forward. And I know that the students at UCLA are those people. You aren't, you want to continuously improve. And that's the end of my presentation. I'm happy to take questions, or if you have questions for Matt about the Office of the Community events coming up. Matt, maybe if you could just share a little bit. The events that we do primarily are in affiliation with the Dodger Foundation, which is not the Dodgers, but is part of the Dodgers. Matt can explain that. But we are, because of our events that we've had, schools are asking us to come out and provide screenings and community education. There's so many opportunities. This is all volunteer. It's not part of your coursework right now, but I think the value of the networking and being out with the community and not a disease prevention or disease management setting, rather a health promotion setting, is really invigorating. Go ahead, Matt. Can you explain what we got coming up or what's coming up soon?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Cheryl. That was really wonderfully done. So as Cheryl mentioned, our largest platform for partnerships is through the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation. They are the philanthropic arm of the Dodgers, and where we're able to provide our depth and our impact is through their Dream Team program, which is a free baseball, sports, and character development program offered across the city of Los Angeles. And in the last school year alone, we did 7 independent events with the Dodgers Dream Team program. A story to add on to what Cheryl was saying was we had a family attend 6 different Dodger days. You only need to go to one. and they went to 6. And the kids came up to our table every single time with their tracked card for their blood pressure and their blood glucose because they felt it was so important to stay on top of their numbers throughout the course of the summer. So that's just another story to add to the 2 that Cheryl already shared. The Dodgers Foundation has access to healthcare as one of their priorities, and the UCLA health system, that is our single greatest focus, is improving access to care. And so that's a great example of one of the community partnerships where both organizations share that common goal. Those events alone accounted for almost 20,000 unique individuals in the majority of our screenings. But outside of that, we are expanding. UCLA Health has been involved with an organization called Care Harbor on an annual basis. And Care Harbor is the city's probably one of the largest pop-up clinics that happens over a multi-day period. There's great educational opportunities and volunteer opportunities there as well. But as we continue to be out in the community, we had to shut down our efforts in COVID, but we came back within the last couple of years. The momentum is growing, the opportunities are growing. So you'll see very, very increased interest in our services at the back to school time. School districts are doing enrollment fairs, or individual charter schools are doing events. There's lots of backpack giveaways happening all across the community. And at every single one of these events, UCLA Health has served as a trusted community partner, and we are asked to provide these services. And so, we have a busy calendar. Cheryl mentioned April to October. My vision is that eventually starts to expand and becomes more of a 10 to 11 month calendar. We'll give you a December off, I think is fair to say, but the need for community-based health services is never ending. And what we have seen is, in my first year, I've been doing this for 3 years with Cheryl, it was just 2 to 3 events. We're up to 10. Our next event actually coming down is in just a few weeks, and it is an event called Taste of Soul in Inglewood. It is a 300,000 person health fair in Leimert Park in South Los Angeles. It's not a health fair, street fair, my apologies. A great celebration of community, of culture, and we're going to be building out a rotating family healthcare village with nursing services. We're going to be bringing MA students in. We're going to be recruiting from all 3 of the schools at Sigma at large. And so that's a great example of another type of community event on this far spectrum where there are, like I said, 300,000 attendees, people coming that don't have access to healthcare, that may have had the perception that I can't go to UCLA Health. UCLA is a school that I could never qualify for. And we break down that misconception and we shift the perception and make our knowledge, our services available to the community. And there are more coming. So that's the next big one. This weekend is a 10K, 5K run at Dodger Stadium. In years past, we used to do clinical services at that event. So there's a constant assortment of different events, large and small, where, a lot of value is provided.
Thank you, Matt. It really is expanding. And what we started with Dr. Wrzemniaks, who I think she's returned as faculty. If you ever meet her, she's a force of nature working from Colorado. But she really started this several years ago with the School of Nursing and UCLA Health. Are there any questions in the audience at all?
Questions, comments, reactions?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that if that was someone. I heard something, but I didn't hear it.
If there's no questions.
Awesome. I just want to reiterate to you guys, your professors are going to be mentors, not just professors. Build relationships with them, build relationships in nursing. They don't have to be formal relationships. They can be going out for coffee and saying, how do I handle this peer? But it's really important. And I think it's a really underutilized, we just don't teach it in nursing. So I want to let you know, build those relationships with your cohort, with the next cohort. You have mentors available there as well, and use your resources, not just to get a job later, but nursing is hard and your program is going to be tough. and we've all been through it. So welcome aboard. It's going to be the best years of your life, and some days it's going to feel like maybe it's the worst days of your life, but it is the best career ever. So welcome aboard, and we look forward to seeing you all in a couple years when we start to open up when in your public health rotation. But keep in mind, Sigma is there for you, your alumni are here for you, and please feel free to reach out. Thanks, Juan. I'm early. You can go to lunch early. Hi, Dr. Thomas.
Matt and Cheryl, thank you for that great presentation.